not seen me for a while. It's been crazy around here, so I apologize. I am missing some. Oh, there it is. Give me a second to get this loaded, and then we will get started. Maybe. All right, there's that. I can go there. And let's try to get to the first comment. I've got a couple of things that we can talk about first, and then we will get into the comments as soon as my screen loads. I apologize. And I take a drink. All right, I am back. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. We try to do a live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it's been a while. Last week was Super Bowl, and the weeks past has been crazy. The beginning of the year for me is extremely busy. And I got a lot of things going on. So I apologize, but I am back. The plan is to stay this way, so hopefully we will get back on track. Every time I think I'm back on track, something drastic happens, so we'll see how it goes, but I will do my very best. When we do lives, we do a couple different things, especially on Sundays. So it is a live Q&A first and foremost. So it is a question and answer. So if you have any questions about Coturnix quail, raising them, hatching them, brooding them, selling them, I don't know, anything about Coturnix quail, feel free to ask, and I will be happy to try to help you on your journey. A lot of people will comment before I get to your questions. To try to help you as well. It's a good community to be a part of. And we try to support each other. So if you can support me, just hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. That would be absolutely awesome. Our goal tonight is going to be to hit 100 likes. I don't know if we'll do it, but we will try. I do have, hopefully, the plan is by next Sunday, I will have a massive announcement for you, but let's just hold on to that. I've got a couple other good things in the works as well. And we'll see how that goes. But I am still not able to say specific things, so I will just shut my mouth and answer questions. We always have a lot of fun on here on Sundays whenever I'm available, and if you want to let us know where you're from, it's always interesting to see where all the quail people are at in the world, so let us know where you're at. Sorry, obviously hit the like button. I am in a new room. I'm not fully set up yet. Everything's a mess, so I apologize about that. I will be working on the sound. I don't know if you hear the echo. I hear it, but I'll try to be working on that shortly as well. But moving a lot of stuff going around, so bear with me on that as well. Obviously, ask your questions. We'll be happy to help. And if you've hatched any hatching eggs from us in the past couple of weeks and have not told me the hatch rate, feel free to let me know. I will write that down for our records. We did end last year with a 72.8% hatch rate, something like that. Currently, we're sitting at a 74.7% hatch rate on this year. We did change our shipping method a little bit this year on the hatching eggs. And obviously it seems to be working. It's increased, 1.5 percentage points. So that's pretty exciting. I think that's all that I'm going to bore you with for right now. Next week, I might be boring you with more information for much longer. But I think you'll be very interested in it. So stay tuned to that. Let's see. Sunrise River Farms is in the house. Greetings, y'all from Oklahoma. Hope we have a giveaway tonight. I don't do giveaways on here. Can barely keep up with the orders I got, unfortunately. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Sandra B's in the house. Hey, nice to be back. Hope I can stay on through the end. Eyesight still isn't good. Obviously, mine is not either, but hopefully yours gets better. Lunar Moon Dust is in the house, says, hi, Zach. I'm Greg. I'm 13, and I want to know about your kids' contest and how to win. That will be coming shortly. I'm revamping all of that, and I can't announce that until I announce something else. So it's coming, I promise. But we've got to wait on one more surprise first. S.O. Swanson's in the house, says, greetings, my fellow adventurers. Hope all is well. with you all. Absolutely. Uh, Sandra B says, yeah, I'm probably going to just sign off for now and come back at 7. There you go. We'll miss those for a few minutes. My Ranger buddies in the house. Good evening from Ranger Grove, right outside of Canton, Texas. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Vay's Place is in the house. Obviously, Vay's Place and Ed Got Bait are the moderators on the YouTube channel. They do a fantastic job on here, keeping everything situated and organized. They also are a lot behind the scenes in the quail community as a whole, so I want to thank them both. Let's see. No one's talking to me yet. Tony from Toronto's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ba with the Ba's in the house. We're back. Absolutely. We are back. And they are from Southwest Louisiana. Welcome. Ba with the Ba says, I hatched out 200 baby quail today and more to come, hopefully. Absolutely. Congratulations and good luck. Glenn Wells is in the house from Southeast Missouri. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Nikki James is in the house. Hi, everybody. Today was a beautiful day. It was. Things went awry today, but it was nice out. Chase is in the house. Welcome. The Gunners M8 is in the house. Just got done building an 8-foot layer cage. Time to fill it up. There you go. Congratulations. That's a lot of work. So cool. Glenn Wells says, my incubator is full of chicken eggs. Can't wait to get them out and put in some quail again. There you go. Texas Top Shelf Reptiles is in the house. I had to unsubscribe and resubscribe to get notifications. I missed 3 lives and never got a notification. I hope all is well. I need eggs if anyone needs to get rid of some. Well, I haven't been live for the past few weeks, so that could be it. But I'm glad you got it worked out. At least you got the notification this time. And welcome. Icy Quills in the house from East Texas. Welcome. Stills and Squills Barbecue from West Virginia is in the house. Jesse Mills is in the house. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here. Bags of Love is in the house from North Carolina. Welcome. Let's see. S.O. Swanson says, Zach looks refreshed. Do I now? Okay. Anime Gamer Creators in the house. Welcome. Kenny is in the house. Hi, everyone from Pennsylvania. And there's a breeder selling 10 chicks for $50. Is that a good price? I would say it depends on how old they are. If they're day olds, then that seems a little expensive, but every market's a little bit different. Kimberly Murphy's in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Feather Connections Homestead is in the house. Welcome. Oxford Prepping is in the house from Pennsylvania. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Buster's in the house says, I hatched 107 out of 180 jumbo wilds. That is awesome. Congratulations. It's good numbers, especially on the jumbo wilds. I will write that down. 70. Congratulations. That's really good. Don Skin is in the house from Mississippi. Welcome. William is in the house from Michigan. Glad you're here. Hatching at Home is in the house. Linda from Sacramento. I don't know if you know this, but if you're interested in like a quail for profit or a side business or at home business that you can work with, self-sufficient animals, chickens, quail, ducks, geese, things like that. She put an amazing class together called Hatching at Home, and you can visit that on the website as well, hatchingathome.com. And it's an amazing video. In fact, not too long ago, I actually did a video on our YouTube channel about it. The link is in there if you want to check that out as well. But it goes through everything. It's really a cool idea. I know of multiple. Over 15 people I know of that's taken the class and has been very successful at it and is already making a profit off of it. So that was a really cool idea. Bradley James is in the house. Welcome, glad you're here. S.O. Swanson's in the house. A week-old $5 is a bit pricey. I would agree. Texas Top Shelf says, well, a lot of people on here. We are growing. We are growing. I haven't been on for a while, so I apologize about that. And I've got so many videos I need to do for you guys to help you on your journey. Keeping my head above water is a full-time job, that's for sure. We got a lot of stuff going on around here. I will get to it. It is on my radar. I gotta get to it. Jerry is in the house, says hello, welcome. JJ Willow is in the house. Pete is in the house, welcome all. Kenny says, okay, it's a local breeder to me. They got $5 to $13 at my local auction, but that's full grown. 13 is still a little high. $5 for a full grown is pretty good. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, hit that like button and share. Hit the like and share button, people. Absolutely support the channel. Hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I'd love to get to 100 tonight. If we could do that, that would be absolutely awesome. Anime Gamer Creator says, when will Live Quail be back in stock? It's a great question, and I don't know. It's going to be a couple months, probably. Probably going to be a couple more months. I am doing better on getting orders out faster, but we did rearrange some things where I can have an extra 8 cages, and I would rather fill those up with extra eggs so that I can get a shorter time frame out. Profitability wise, it'd be smart to start selling the birds now, but long term, I think it would benefit everybody if I have a shorter time frame on the website. So I don't know is the answer to that question, unfortunately. But it looks like it's going to be hatching eggs for a while. I did go through, I don't know, 900, 1,200, somewhere around there, grow outs this week. We did use them all except for 55 of them. So I've got 55 hens, all black tie affair, all tuxedos, that I could sell, but I have not put those on the website yet, because normally we wouldn't sell those, but I could get rid of. So if you're looking for a couple hens, you can text me. I've got 55 of them. We can try to take care of you that way. Stills and Squeals is in the house. Smash the like button. Thank you very much for your support. Leah's in the house. Do you need permits license for owning Coturnic's quail in Ohio? You do not. Nope. Pete's in the house. Just hatched 43 out of 60. Congratulations. Pete, if you're still on, if you could let me know what kind you ordered, that would be great. If not, I will still write it down and put it in the mix. But that's great. Congratulations. That's a good number as well. Chase says, glad I got to catch a live. Can't wait until my eggs get to ship. Absolutely. We are currently shipping quite a bit. I'm actually ahead of schedule on everything except for the Jumbo Wilds, and I'm like right where I projected to be. But as far as all my other projections go, I'm actually ahead of schedule, which is nice. But we're also literally putting in hundreds of new breeders every week into the program. So Wednesdays is George and I's day to go through all the grow outs for that week. And I'm very, very impressed with the Jumbo Egyptians. They're hatching amazing, and we've actually increased their size by 2 ounces in 1 year, which is phenomenal. And it's been every week that the weight's the same that we're weighing them. So I'm really happy with the Jumbo Egyptians. They are actually the same size as the Jumbo Wilds now. So that is wonderful to hear. Jerry is in the house. The last chick hatched today, up to 70% overall. Very cool. Congratulations. John Rose is in the house from Missouri. Welcome. We're glad you're here. JJ Will is in the house. Still waiting for my order. We'll let you know once I know. There you go. I think I need glasses. Carter's Quail Egg says a big hello from Matt and Rachel from Carter's Quail Eggs in Shropshire, England. Very cool. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I don't know what time it is there, but I have a feeling it's pretty late. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Sandra B says starting up again this year in Connecticut. We'll be shifting over to new idea of Bird Brain Farm next week. Very cool. Good luck. Lunar Moon Dust is in the house. We start over with entries when you restart. We will continue to take entries, but the ones that have already submitted, then they're still in the program. I just can't. I don't know how to say that. I can't start the program back up until we have something else in place. So I'm just waiting on that. Joy's in the house from Western Oregon. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Pris K's in the house. Hope all you guys are safe from the derailment. Yep, it wasn't close to us at all. It looks awful. I'm glad we weren't anywhere near it, and I my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that was in that area. But yeah, it was pretty far away from us. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, I tried to order Jumbo Wilds on January 15th and it was 23 weeks out. Is that still the deal? I need about 100 to 200 eggs to up my count. Probably. I don't know. What is on the website is accurate, especially on the Jumbo Wilds. The Jumbo Egyptians and the Jumbo Mix and the Jumbo Whites are a couple weeks ahead of schedule, which is nice. But the Jumbo Wilds are exactly what it says on the website. I don't remember what it says. Priske says, that is good. I did wonder about the derailment, but thank you. Darren Davis has ordered 70 eggs. You sent 90 and 37 hatched out. 37? 37 hatched out. 37. It's not awful. If you're still on, if you could let me know what kind you ordered, I'd greatly appreciate it. I would need to see more information to try, but I did, I haven't done videos for a while, but like within the past 10 videos I did a 3-part series on increasing your hatch rate that might help you. On that. Patricia says, my quail just started laying from the winter break. 5 females and 1 male. When can I start incubating their eggs? Typically I wait 7 days. I mean, there's no harm in putting them in like right away. But typically it's about 5 to 7 days before you get the full fertility back up. So usually like for the first week they go to, corporate account for, like if I was just raising them for myself, the first week of them laying again would go to eating eggs for me. And then after that I would start incubating, but it wouldn't hurt anything. It wouldn't hurt anything to start incubating right away unless you're, out of space or whatever. Let's see, my ranger buddy says, so when I ordered Egyptians on 211, the wait time said 18 weeks. You updated the wait time to 8 to 10 weeks. Today is 3 to 5 weeks. Should I expect eggs mid-March? Mid-March, 211, 7 days ago. Yeah, I would say somewhere around mid-March probably. Candy's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ed Got Bait is in the house. Said like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Absolutely. We need 30 more likes to hit the goal tonight. I'd appreciate it. Candy Finch says, are you answering questions tonight? Yep, absolutely. Comment below, and we will do our very best to help you on your journey or adventure with Coturnix quail. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, last hatch was 50 and 41 fertile, 33 hatched. That is wonderful to hear. Thank you for letting me know. 30. It's not too bad. So 8 of them. You might want to maybe increase your humidity just maybe 5 to 7% on maybe day 18 to try to get those others to hatch. It was still a good hatch rate. You're still doing great. But 8 of them being fertile and not hatching, that's a little high. So I might increase that humidity just a little. But you did great. Congratulations. Joy says, can low humidity affect hatch rate? Yes. The whole reason why you want to bump humidity up very high during lockdown especially is because you want to soften the egg so that the chicks can break out. If the egg stays hard, those chicks are way too weak and don't have enough room to spread out to break and crack through the egg. So yeah, humidity would be an issue. Or it can be a big issue. For example, Texas Top Shelf Reptile says that 33 out of 50 hatched, 41 of them were fertile, which means 8 of them were completely fertile but did not hatch. It could be, and it might not be, but most likely it might be if you increase that humidity just a little bit more to get the eggs a little bit softer, those chicks could break through. Obviously, not all fertile eggs will hatch. Some of them are just weak. Some of them, I mean, it could be a lot of different things. But 8 of them is, if it was like 3 of them that didn't hatch that were completely fertile, then that would be one thing. But 8 of them probably increase that humidity a little bit. Dr. Connie says, hi from Florida. I'm glad you're back. Thank you. Personally, I had a few rough weeks, but people were praying for me. My quail are doing great. That is wonderful to hear, and I'm glad you're getting back to it. My ranger buddy says, by the way, great job lowering those wait times. Thank you. Except for the jumbo wilds, but those actually start this week. I mean, we've been putting jumbo wilds in to the breeding program, but it's been a small amount. But starting next week, it's going to be a lot. I think, so last week we did like 1,200 grow outs. About 3/4 of them were jumbos. This week I think there's 5 cages, so there'd be 500, and 90% of them are going to be jumbo wilds. I think there was only one tray that wasn't wilds. So this is when we're going to start being able to increase that weight or decrease that wait time. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. Jerry is in the house, gave you my number, and on the picture I sent you for the hatch true on the scarlets, is that normal? Gave you my number. I don't know what that means, Jerry. I'm sorry. But if you're asking about hatching true on the scarlets, you can go to the website, and in the description it'll show you what else you could get from it. If that might help. I think maybe that's what you're asking. Perry Quail Farms in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Candy says, my quail are eating each other from behind. They have calcium tubs, and I feed chicken layer crumbles. Any ideas? Wow. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's really annoying. My screen, not the quail. Well, the quail is pretty annoying too. It could be a lot of different things. Mainly with quail, it's kind of like a process of elimination. So you got to keep doing that. So a couple pointers would be, make sure that it's 5 hens to every 1 male. Make sure it's 3 quail per square foot. Make sure that they have feed at all times. And you could be giving them too much calcium. So keep an eye on that as well, because that could cause that as well. That would be 3 things to start looking at. I would start with those 3 things. JJ Willis says, I guess the wait time is because of weather. I got an order from someone else. Oops. While I wait for my order. Nope, it is first come, first serve. We are just real busy. Anime Gamer says, can't wait to get quail one day. Absolutely, they're fantastic. Glad you're getting all your info now. Anime Gamer says, I was the first like and comment. Well, thank you very much for your support. Ultra Thub is in the house wanting to order eggs but need to build an incubator first. Found this channel recently. Been soaking up all the info. Really excited to get started. My Myshire farm isn't that far away from me neither. Well, thank you very much and good luck on your journey. I'm sure you're going to do great and you're getting all the information you need to be successful. So good luck. Gold Pro Unlimited says, how soon can I move my chicks from the incubator to the brooder? I recommend 24 hours. So once they start hatching, that's 24 hours from them. I take all the dry chicks out, leave all the wet chicks in, and I do that every 24 hours. Dale says, hey, Zach, are you doing tours at Myshire? I'm in Southeast Michigan, not too far away. We are not. We actually closed down the farm for pickups and tours due to the avian influenza outbreak last year. They're expecting it to come back with a vengeance this year. And because we're going to have QuailCon and because we're shipping so much, we've just completely shut it down for pickups and tours until that gets all resolved, so we can be as safe as possible. We got some good plans when we can open back up, though. That'll be exciting. Callie, I'm going to lose my mind if it keeps doing this. Callie Quail Keeper says, shout out to everyone on their quail adventure. It's never ending one. Absolutely. And welcome. Glad you're here. Also, about the opening up for tours and things like that. We do have some really good ideas we'd like to introduce and start doing. Unfortunately, they considered us a hatchery 2 years ago. And so we have to follow specific rules and guidelines other than like a backyard. When they just tested us just a month ago, he said, if you were still considered a backyard, there wouldn't be any issues at all. Let whoever you want stop by or come by or whatever. But because you're a hatchery, you've got to follow these specific rules. And there's just a lot of T's to cross and I's to dot to allow pickups. And I just don't have the time for all that right now. And I don't want to lose my ability to ship. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, springtime is a great time for reptile expos. Quail eggs and 3-week-olds under quail eggs and 3-week and under quails sell like hotcakes. No vendor I have ever seen had quail after day 1. They're usually 2 to 3 days. Yeah. Reptile shows are great, especially at this time of year for sure. Pete says 43 out of the 60 from the mixed quail. Awesome. Thank you very much. That was a good number. You did great. Congratulations. Carter's Quail Eggs says a big hi from Matt and Rachel from Carter's Quail Eggs from England. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Don says our second batch going to lockdown tomorrow. We have the world's worst incubator, but we are making it work. There you go. You just got to manipulate it, cover it with a towel or a blanket and, make sure you have separate thermometers and hygrometers in there. And yeah, you can make it work for sure. Adam says, can I cross Jumbo Egyptian, Jumbo Wild? Yep, that wouldn't be a problem at all. In fact, if you have Egyptian males and wild hens, you'll create sex links. If it's wild males and Egyptian hens, it'll just be 50-50. 50% wilds, 50% Egyptians. But yeah, they get along just fine, and they'll all be feather sexable, which is nice. Maria's in the house from Utah. Welcome, we're glad you're here. Katrina is in the house from Gilroy, California. Welcome. Let's see. Rance White is in the house from Kentucky. Welcome. We're all over the place tonight, guys. That's really cool. Lost my spot. Sorry, I looked up. We do only need 15 more likes, so hit that like button, support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Animal Game says, if my quail are in shed and have a light on so they lay all year long, does this cause their production lifespan to decrease? Yes, it does. So typically, if you do the 16 to 18 hours of light a day, they'll typically lay for about a year and a half up to 2 years and 3 months. It really depends on the variety you choose from the Coturnix quail. If you only do the daylight, usually it's about 3 to 4 years they can lay up to. So you do decrease their lifespan as far as productivity goes, but in the long run, you're getting more production with the lights. I'm wanting to mix Fee and the red gene to make calico one day. There you go, very cool. We actually have a couple of Fee and Ruse, which is the red gene, on the website, which is really cool. The amber fees and the cosmos and the Egyptian fees. I love the Egyptian fees. I love them. They're all nice. I love the Egyptian fees. Let's see. Rochelle Stanborn is in the house. Day 4 of our first incubation, Jumbo Egyptians. Good luck. Congratulations. I'm glad you're getting started. And I'm sure you're going to do great. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will start doing these every Sunday. So if you have questions, you can always join us here. And I will be more consistent. It's just so much stuff going on. Let's see. Darren says, I'm not just pointing the eggs from here. The box looked a little rough. It can sometimes. You still didn't get a horrible hatch rate. It wasn't awful. And that could have been the cause right there. It's just rough handling. PJ's Family Farms in the house. Hello, all you beautiful, beautiful people. My grandson and I are in the house from New York. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. I was reading 2 sentences at the same time, and I was starting to mix them up. Bob with the Boss says, happy early Mardi Gras to the Quail family from Louisiana. Welcome. Thank you. And I will be traveling to Louisiana probably in about 5 or 6 weeks. 12:15 a.m. in England. I would not have guessed that. That's not super late. I mean, it's past my bedtime, but Gold Pro Unlimited says, I have 30 incubating, 2 hatch today. Awesome. Good luck. And if you're still on, let me know what day you're on, and maybe I can give you some tips. Hopefully you're on day 16. That would be awesome. Leah says, Myshire Farm, I live local to you. Can I come to you for quail eggs instead of having them shipped? Unfortunately, we are only shipping right now. We've got to keep the place safe from the avian influenza virus, and we have to follow all these specific rules so that we have our MPIP license in place so that we can continue to ship. And because they consider us kind of a hatchery, there is a lot of hoops to jump through to be able to open up to the public. I just don't have the time or resources to be able to get all that stuff done. So we're only shipping right now. Glenn Wells says, I was introduced to someone at feed store by clerk. She was asking about feed and quail. Long story short, I sold her a breeder set that was headed for freezer camp. Got her started Friday. That's awesome. Congratulations. Very cool. I hope you let her know that it is addicting, because I think they all need a little warning on there. Like, careful, you're going to have problems. Let's see. Chris Terry Roselle Rod's in the house from Central Arkansas. Welcome. Glad you're here. Maria says, I ordered jumbo white. Are you guys going to send an email before sending them? Yes, we will send you. I'm trying to do it 2 or 3 days before we ship, but we are about triple our numbers from last year as far as how many we're shipping out. And you would think that it wouldn't take too much longer because it's the same thing, just more eggs. But it is, like, for example, Friday I was in the barn until 8 o'clock at night. Yesterday I didn't stop working until like right after 10:30 p.m. And then today I was up here about 20 minutes before I went live. So I mean, it has literally been 12, 14, 16 hours in the barn. Just doing the basic stuff, which is why I haven't been able to get any YouTube videos done, because it's literally been 12, 14, 16 hours a day just to stay above float, you know what I mean? Not be able to get any extra stuff done. But I'm really having a hard time with it because I've really got some really good information that I really do think that you guys will benefit from with raising Coturnix quail, with just some tips and tricks and things we've learned. And I need to get that information out there. It's just time, man. It's just time. Let's see. I don't know whose question that was. Let's see. But yes, we will send you an email before we ship, for sure. Grim's in the house. Good evening from Rising Star, Texas. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Katrina says, Zach, any worry about chemical movement in the groundwater for that train crash? I heard that there is. Again, it is literally, I think it's 5 to 6 hours away from us, so we're not anywhere near it. But yeah, it's seeping into the soil, and it's affecting a lot of things there. I think it's not going to be just a couple weeks and move on. It's going to be years, unfortunately. But yeah, it's not anywhere near us. You know, the Gunners M8 says, what are your top 3 layer varieties that you offer? Sparklies, Egyptian Fees, Black Tie Affair, the tuxedos, any of the tuxedos. They all lay amazing. Which is so Scarlet Tuxedo, Tibetan Tuxedo, Rosetta Tuxedo, Growl Tuxedo, Egyptian Fee, the Growl Fee, Sparkly. They all lay pretty well. But if you go to our website, you can go into each category and see which ones you're interested in. In that description, underneath the pictures, it'll say how many on average they lay per year and things like that. But those are just a few that are phenomenal layers. Let's see. My Ranger buddy says, Zach, can you ask if anyone knows a processor for quail in our near East Texas? I'm frustrated not being able to break into providing meat birds to restaurants. I don't know of anyone. If anyone does, you can feel free to reach out to my Ranger buddy. But yeah, we looked into it a little bit when we started building our quail barn, and there was just so many hoops to jump through, and it was so expensive. You had to have a USDA person out every time you butchered here, and this, that, and the other. It just was not worth it at all, so we didn't go down that road at all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. Chase, I ordered a Feather Sexpool mix. Excited to see the different colors. Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. We put a whole new cage together for Feather Sexpool. 2 new cages, actually. And it's going to be a lot of fun hatching out. Texas Top Shelf Reptile says, big shout out, sir. The info and the help is awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Petamal Farms in the house says, welcome back. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. Foster Farms is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Chase says, yeah, will be my first adventure into quail. Took a lot of convincing. There you go. Edgar Bates says, hi to everyone that has just dropped in. Absolutely. Crystal Grubbs is in the house, says, welcome back. Thank you very much. I will be more consistent. I promise. Let's see. She's Crafty says, new subscriber. Well, thank you very much. Bought eggs from you a week or 2 ago. Do you send eggs from the different breeder groups, or are they all pretty much the same gene pool? No, we've got 85 different cages. And so, like, just for an example, let's say you order, 60 Feather Sexpool mix, then it would come from 3 separate cages. If you ordered, 110 mix, it would come from 6 different cages. If you ordered Jumbo Wilds, it could come from 3, 6, 12, 18 different cages. So no, we do all of that for you guys. We take a lot of pride in that so that you guys don't have to worry about inbreeding or anything like that. We take care of all of that stuff here. I gotta take another drink. I'm not used to speaking this much anymore. I'm usually in the barn by myself. Let's see. I lost my spot. Oh, Anime says over humidity and under humidity is bad. Yep, it can be for sure, especially at lockdown. Texas Top Shelf says, what's everyone selling a dozen for? A wholesale. I wholesale at $3 and market it where I set it at $4. Not sure if he increased the prices yet, but I'm aiming for $5 a dozen. Who sell wholesale at $6 to $7 for vendor retail. I opened the top too soon, so I think I shrink. Oh, you're not talking to me. I thought it was the same comment, but it's not. Yeah, it really depends on your market. I think pricing your stuff out, I think, we more look at it nationally and not locally. But if you're doing most of your business local, I think you need to check Craigslist and things like that, eBay, and just see what those prices are going for. Lost my spot again. Woodside Loft says, hello, Zach. Thanks for all the great info. Thanks for watching and listening to me. I appreciate it. Bob the Boss says, eggs at $3 a dozen, Southwest Louisiana. There you go. Dr. County says, hey, I managed to hatch a few Egyptian males, so I now have a couple breeding sets. There you go, to make your sex links. That's awesome. My ranger buddy says, I'm not able to highlight your name, Swanson. How are you? Oh, not talking to me. Alamo Quail Farms in the house. Hello, I need permission to sell quail eggs. Only if they're passing state lines. If you are just selling in your state, then you might need a small egg producer's license depending on who you're selling them to. But if you're crossing state lines, then you would need to be MPIP certified. But every state is different as far as their requirements go. Oxford Prepping says, I get $5 a dozen for quail and $3 for chicken. There you go. Marie says, I made 2 separate orders because of capacity of my incubator. Please don't send them together. Just make sure you told us that either in the notes or you email or text us so that we know that. Again, hatching time, hatching at home is in the house. Welcome. My ranger buddy says the laws in Texas require the processor to be licensed on each species that process. Only place I found processing is the big farm in Bandera. I think that's federal. I don't think that's just Texas. I think that's everywhere, but I haven't looked into it in 4 years, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Forget it. Dr. County says, now I have breeding sets of 5 wild hens and Egyptian roux to do sex-linked babies. Absolutely. Congratulations on that. Jerry says, I had some that were more yellow in color with little red color. The numbers were from the hatch on the Scarlets and Tibetans. Oh, that is great. Oh, you already sent me those numbers. You already sent me those numbers. Let's see. And thanks for letting me know. Let's see. I've always wondered, do you guys do exports or only service within the USA? We're not shipping internationally at this time. It's not really on my radar right now. It's very, very tricky to do it legally, especially with how serious they're taking the influenza outbreak. We actually went to a meeting maybe a month ago or so, and we actually talked to the owner of the barn that had to kill 3 million chickens last year because they got tested positive. And then he went through the whole thing, and man, that scares you. So they're taking it very seriously, and so to export it takes a lot. So we're not we were trying to look into it, and then this whole thing happened, and so until this kind of dies down, it'll only be state shipping. Let's see, thumbs up, 111 watching, but only 84 thumbs up. Hey, we hit our goal, 103. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate all your support. I really do. Thank you very much. Jason says, definitely love your videos and awesome information. You help lots of people, including myself. I have had quail a while. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I'm glad to help. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Marie says, also, we have a freezing temperature here, like -10. That really doesn't affect shipping, but maybe that I don't know what you were talking about there. I'm sorry. I think you were talking about shipping the eggs, but yeah, that won't affect anything. We've got that down to an art. Let's see. Juan says, watching from the Philippines. Welcome. Great informative show. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for joining. I appreciate that. S.O. Swanson says, next farm tour is 9/2/23. That is correct. September 2nd will be our next farm tour, and pickup for that matter, because that will be QuailCon, but I have not started that at all. To God be the glory says hi. When are live quail going to be available for purchase on the website? It's not going to be for a while. I'm a little behind on that, but I did make an executive decision to really try to keep up with, I'd love to have, 1 to 2, at most a 4-week time frame on almost all of the eggs. We're getting to that on all the mixed colors, on all the colors, non-jumbos, all the standards. I'm almost there with that. And then the jumbos we're getting caught up on, except for the jumbo wilds. So I'm really using everything that we're putting in for new breeders to try to get that down. I think that will help more people. Eventually I've got to run out of space and then I'll start selling again, but it's probably going to be a couple months, unfortunately. What's the prettiest bird you own and your favorite? That would be between pansy fees. Well, the prettiest would either be pansy fees or cosmos. Those are the two absolute, just hands down, most gorgeous quail I've ever seen. My favorite is probably the Egyptian fees. I love that it's the roux and the fee gene together. It's feather sexable. It's big. It's one of the best layers. For an all-purpose quail, I really like the Egyptian fees. But the prettiest ones is the pansy fees and the cosmos. Shannon says, I'm curious if your family eats fertilized or non-fertilized eggs. No particular reason, just curious. Fertilized eggs, everything we have is fertilized. So yeah, we don't mind at all. It's actually healthier for you. Foster Farm says, Dan is moving chicks to the brooder tonight. Almost 150 of them. Awesome, congratulations, that's very cool. And a lot at the same time. Texas Top Shelf says, collecting eggs right now with my 5-year-old daughter. Love this, absolutely. And tell her I said hi. Let's see. Jerry says, I locked down 46 Scarlets, hatched 41, 48 Tibetan, locked down 37. Yes, I do have those numbers. I'm almost positive I have those numbers. I'll write them down, but I'm almost positive I have them. 37. I'm pretty sure I got those numbers. AJ says, hello everyone, sorry I'm late. Well, welcome, we're glad you're here. Shannon says, from the Oregon coast here, welcome, we're glad you're here. Totery Not Spy Baroon is in the house. Michigan checking in. Welcome. I love the name. Glad you're here. Gold Pro Unlimited says live video is way behind chat. FYI. Yes, I do get very behind. I apologize. Wolfpack says, hey Zach, what do you think about hatching time cages and setup? Do you have any experience with them? I really don't. I really prefer Wynola Ranch or Dale's Quails. Both of them are respective to their websites, wynolaranch.com and dalesquails.com. I like the wooden cages, that's what we use. I like the metal cages, especially if you're going to be outside. And we've used Wynola Ranch cages for, I don't even know, 7-8 years for our, research projects and grow outs and things like that. And they're phenomenal. I'm using them right now, actually. But I don't have a lot of information about the hatching time cages, unfortunately. Priske says, for my next order, I was thinking of getting Sparkling Cosmos as well as SSC. Is either of the first two better to use as male over the SSC? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, if you use the sparklies, you're going to have a good chance of hatching out a lot of the SSCs that are going to be charcoal, the very dark silver, which is my favorite color of the silver, and they're going to be feather sexable. So that's nice. The Cosmos, you're going to get prettier colors using the Cosmos. They're going to be all over the place. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. It's a good question. Jerry says, can you add to your All About the Colors baby chicks pics on what they look like? That is, I would love to do that one day. One day. Yes, that is on my to-do list. Have you advice for getting more hens out of eggs than cocks than roosters? No. No, it's a crapshoot. It always averages out to be 50-50. I mean, one hatch might be 70% males and the next hatch might be 20% males. But overall, throughout the year, it's almost always 50-50. But if I could find a way to only hatch out hens, whoo-wee, I'd be in a good spot. So would every other hatchery in the world. Shannon says, I love my Egyptian fee as well. They are beautiful birds. And I just got my first egg from the autumn amber yesterday. Tiny little thing with a beautiful, strong shell. There you go. Very, very cool. And congratulations. Chase says, pray to the quail gods. There you go. Amanda says, hi, first time here. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I've read a lot of warnings about jumbo eggs not fitting into quail egg turners. Is that fully true? What do you guys do? Thank you. Actually, I did a video on that I think that you would find informative and might answer a lot more questions than what I could right now. Be a great thing if I knew what it was named. But if you go into the YouTube search bar and type in maybe quail egg rails, quail egg trays. Yeah, put trays. I would have used the word tray instead of rails. I don't like that word. Put in quail egg turners. Ooh, trays. I would have used trays. Put quail egg trays by Myshire Farm. That video should show up, and I actually show you different trays and what they fit and what they don't fit. I think that would give you a lot more information than, because it's a hard question to answer, but showing you, I think you would be able to get it. Rich Brown says, a friend of mine ordered a mix of eggs from you. His name is Trey Walker. I set them for him, got approximately 82% hatch rate. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And congratulations. Sounds like you did great for your friend. Thank you very much for letting me know. AJ says, quail was a gateway animal for me. Now I have 3 rabbits with babies due in a few days. There you go. It is. It gets you started rolling on this self-sufficient journey. It's really, really a lot of fun. S.O. Swanson says we can do a barn raising in September. I'm done, guys. I'm done. I'm filling up the barn, maneuvering some stuff so we can fit more in, and I can't do anymore. I'm tired. Quail is the gateway drug. That's true. Joy says, I'm feeling feeding meat bird crumble to my butcher birds help, or is it just a waste of money? I mean, feed is important. I would feed them a high protein. We feed them the starter grower until they're 8 weeks old, and then that's when we butcher. You're probably not getting your money out of it. It's probably pretty expensive. It really depends on the price. I would assume it's fairly expensive, and I don't think you're going to get a lot out of it. But, I wouldn't think so. But I don't know your prices. I don't have all that information, so take that with a grain of salt. Shannon says, best feeder choice for ground aviary to keep rodents out. I use a grandpa feeder for my chickens and wish there was something similar for quail. Obviously, they don't have the weight to push that down. I don't really know because ours are not on the ground. I mean, you could put J feeders out there and put them up against the fence or the aviary or whatever attached to that, a little off the ground. You could do that. but I don't have a ton of experience with raising them outside, unfortunately. Sorry. I'm trying to think. Wow, I'm out of practice, guys. Katrina has a YouTube channel called Sow and Tear, and she goes live, I believe, on Monday nights, and she actually raises an aviary, so you could always ask her. She might have some good ideas for you. How long do quail stay in molt? I have a few that look like pin cushions. It really varies. It depends a lot on the environment, a lot. It also depends on their age. So it's a wide range, but it could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. But obviously, the younger they are and the more stable their environment is, the shorter time it's going to be. So if you don't change anything, it's the 16 hours of light a day, same feed, same water. They're under a year old. It's usually 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 4. But if they're, a year and a half old and they start molting, it could go up to 6 weeks. 2 to 4 is usual, though. Petamall Farm says, I had a question, but too long to ask here. I sent an email. There you go. Aaron says, hello, quail friends. Good to see you, Zach. Absolutely. Welcome. Chase says, I'm working on talking to the fiance into cleaning out our building shed to make room for quail, starting to win that battle. There you go. Well, best of luck to you. And just wear down. Just wear down. Dustin says, are sparklies good for starting a side business for eggs and live birds? Ordered some from you. Can't wait to get them. Yeah, I love the sparklies. I think they're feather sexable, so they're easy to sell. They're decently sized eggs, so that's good. They're productive layers, so they're laying a lot of eggs, and they're beautiful, so selling live birds wouldn't be a problem either. So yeah, sparklies are great. My ranger buddy says, Zach, does turning the eggs in an upright, pointy in down position versus turners that roll the egg on its side? It doesn't really matter. As long as they're rotating, that's really the only thing that matters. Either way, it doesn't really matter. As long as they're getting turned. I prefer the ones that go up and down rather than rolling them on their side. I like the ones that it's pointy side down, but I think it's just because I've been doing that for the past 12, 13 years. But I've tried it every different way and it really doesn't matter. Don says, our first batch of Pharaoh turned 6 weeks old this past Monday. So far, 8 out of the 12 hens are laying. That is awesome. Congratulations. Right on time. A little early. That's great. AJ says, I hope to get some chickens in a few months. I just got to make sure to follow our city regulations first. There you go. Andrea says, hello from North Carolina. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I don't know what that abbreviation stands for. Anime Gamer, I'm sorry. Stills and Squills Barbecue says, hit 100 likes. Yeah, we're at 112, so I really do, honestly, really do appreciate all your guys' support. That's awesome. Thank you very much, especially since I've been absent for a while, so that's really cool. Animal Game says, can you keep jumbo and standard size quail together? You can. They'll get along just fine, as long as it's 3 quail per square foot and 5 hens to every 1 male, and they always have food and always have water and this, that, and the other. But it's much easier to lose your jumbo weight than it is to increase your standard weight. So just keep that in mind. My ranger buddy says, I did struggle getting all the eggs in the turners. Almost made me rethink converting to a Nurtrite 360. There you go. Texas Top Shelf says, I love being with my animals by myself. There you go. Yeah, I usually feel that way. The past couple of weeks has been, 14, 16, 18 hours of each day in the barn. And so I could take a break from them, but, it is my job. She's Crafty says, thanks so much. Can't wait to get eggs and start business here in Montana. Is that Montana? I think it is. Well, good luck. Congratulations. And I wish you all the best. Summer says, got my jumbo hatching eggs in the incubator, shipped after just 2 weeks. Website said 5 to 8. Little underprepared, throwing some quail housing together this week. I am sorry, I'm going as fast as I can, but I do realize that, that can get you overwhelmed as well. So I apologize about that. I'm trying to get orders out as quickly as possible, and I didn't want to over project. I knew that I had, literally thousands and thousands of grow outs coming out, and we're continuing to put eggs in every week to continue our grow outs every week. But I didn't want to project what I thought I would be getting in a few weeks, because what if they didn't make weight? What if something happened? What if the water broke? What if, I don't know. So I was just projecting on what we had at that time, and I'm trying to stay up on top of it, but man, it is exhausting. Bob Wolf says, is there a benefit of having different varieties of feather sex quail? I like it. I think they're easier to sell. You don't have to worry about inbreeding because you're mixing all that stuff together. And if you put feather sexable to feather sexable quail together, then they'll always be feather sexable. So that would be the benefit. Texas Top Shelf says they sell a gallon of organic milk for $17. There's some money out there. I am the only one selling. I think I'm cutting myself short. There you go. Well, good luck. Increase your price. Schaefer Family Farm is in the house from Michigan. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Andrea Perry says, I have 2 orders in, one for colors, another for jumbo mixed eggs. Are the ship estimates pretty good? Someone mentioned their jumbos coming fairly quickly. LOL. And yeah, I would text me your 2 order numbers and make sure that they ship a couple weeks apart. Like I said, we've increased our jumbo whites by half from last year, 50% more, but we've increased our Egyptians 400% from last year, and we've increased our jumbo mixes 2,000% more. Holy mother of God. So I'm trying to get orders out as quickly as possible. So yeah, I would do that. Ultra Thub says, is there a video on the channel about building an incubator? They seem way too expensive to buy a market one. There are a few videos under Papa Builder of Things playlist. You can check that out. I don't recommend people building their own incubators, especially at first. I think the best thing to do is get an incubator, work it out, find out what works best for you, and then you can decide, okay, when I build one, I like this, I don't like that, but if you're just starting out, you don't know what you like and what you don't like and things like that. And there's a ton of people that have built their own incubators and majorly regretted it, because that's not a cheap thing to do either, if you're going to do it right. Katrina says, Zach, any news on the quail versus AI study? No, I have not heard, but that's probably going to take another 4 to 5 weeks, 4 to 5 months. They usually take their time doing all that research, which is good. At least it's accurate. Elizabeth says, hello, are here from Ohio, new to your channel, just started to sell eggs and interested in raising blood, enjoying your videos. Well, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. And it sounds like you're doing great. John Rhodes says, I will be ordering some eggs from you very soon. The ones I want is 1 to 2 ship week. The other is 3 to 4. Do you ship 2 times or ship at the later date? We would ship at the later date unless you put 2 separate orders in. So if you put one order in for the 1 to 2 week and then another order in for the 3 to 4, it would be 2 shipments. But if you put them together in one order, then we would just wait to ship the 1 to 2 weeks until the 3 or 4s are ready. The eggs won't be old. We'll just use them for other orders. Because, man, we've got a lot of orders right now. John F. says, what is the best price small scale incubator? It really depends on what you're looking for and what matters to you. If you go to our YouTube channel and you go to the playlist, there's one called, I think it's like Quail Product Reviews. And in there, I've done a couple different incubator reviews on store-bought incubators that are the most popular. Nurturite 360, Hovabator, Little Giant, those are absolutely the most popular. And you can kind of see what works best for you, what doesn't, things like that. And they're all kind of in the lower tier. I mean, they're still expensive, you know, but they're in the lower tier of the incubators you can buy. Texas Top Shelf says she loves the babies, and I will let her know. There you go. Yud P is in the house. Welcome, glad you're here. My Ranger Buddy says State Line Tech is farming innovators 4250 Pro units that will do 120 quail for 129 quail egg turners separate. There you go. Stills and Squeals is in the house. If you're late, you have to do vase. Let's see. My Ranger Buddy says I use Hatching Time. They're great, but not willing to help with outside the box needs. There you go. Ultra Thub says those cages are so expensive. I really don't know their prices. Ray says just hatched out from the Barado, have them in a pole barn and a large brooder built with Terry's plans. That's awesome. Congratulations. And good luck. P says the variety choice mixed killers hatching got any rare eggs not listed on the website. It can. It really depends on what I have available to put in. I try to put in as best mix as possible at all times. How many days is the oh, I don't know that. Ray says we have so many eggs since artificial light keeps them going. Absolutely. William says, what height gap do you need for egg rollout on a do-it-yourself cage? Size for normal and jumbo birds? I'm building my own cages and already have eggs on order from you. I don't remember. I don't remember. I thought it was 1/4 of an inch, but I could be way off. I haven't measured that in a long time. But there is a video we did last year that George did. I believe it's under the tours, the barn tour playlist, and he mentions in that, but I'd have to measure. I can't remember. Let's see. Katrina says, I have a video for aviary feeder, the ultimate quail feeder on sow and tear. There you go. Somebody asked about feeding on the ground outside. My Ranger Buddy says, I hatch out Bob White quail as well as Caturnix from Zach. Bob Whites are like 4 times harder to raise, so I use the hatch time brooders to get them feathered out. It takes like 6 weeks before they go out. There you go. I don't like the concept of those brooders. They just don't, I don't know. I don't know much about them. I shouldn't say that. Anime Gamer says, that reminds me, I've been designing a J feeder, like feeder for quail, that looks like it may work really well. It's still in the drawing phase. Well, good luck. I wish you all the best. And yeah, you just got to keep trying it until you find out what works best for you. Dwayne is in the house. Hello, Mr. Zach. It's good to see you back. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. JJ Willow says, I think the sparklies are pretty. I do too. I think they're nice too. The pansy fees are nicer, but I like them too. Evan E says, first time here. Great live chat. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for being a part of it. I appreciate it. Away from keyboard. Oh, I never would have guessed that in a million years. But thanks. Hopefully I will remember that. John F says, what's the best price feed? I think that also all depends on where you're at. I like to go to a local feed mill and work with them. A lot of people go to like a Tractor Supply, so I really don't know. I go to a local feed mill and go with that. Ray says, hatching time or battery cages very bad for quality of life for birds. There you go. Happy Homestead says, hi Zach and all. My variety pack with sandwiches are pipping today. 3 so far out of 30 eggs. Every one is a different color, which is fun. Awesome. Best of luck to you. And it sounds like you're starting off with a bang. So hopefully you get about I don't know, we'll say 25 of them to hatch tomorrow. So raising jumbos, what are the numbers again for grow outs qualifying for the jumbo cage? What? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I need you to re-ask it. Ray says, I do like those two vendors. They care about quality of life for birds. There you go. Ruby says, have you ever tried a lab incubator for quail? I have not. Ultra Thub says, I saw a mod post it earlier. Can I get the link for that 120 quail incubator again? Hopefully they'll be able to do that. If anyone buys a big hatching timer GQF cabinet incubator and decided they don't like quail, I'll be your huckleberry on getting rid of it. There you go. Now GQF, you can't get better than GQF. I love GQF. Jimmy Mitchell's in the house. Welcome, glad you're here. Cheeto's in the house. Great informational show watching from the Philippines. Well, thank you very much and welcome. We're glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. JJ says, whatever incubator you get, take about 2 weeks running it empty and testing the community and attempts to get to knowing it. Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. Texas Top Shelf says, I built my first incubator, worked great, but was too small. The one I bought, I have yet to get over a 75% hatch rate. I will be building a larger incubator before long. There you go. Natalia says, question, do the sex links produce sex links each generation when bred to each other? No. Well, yes, no. To get sex links, you need Egyptian males and wild hens. They will hatch out opposite from each other. So they'll hatch out wild males and Egyptian hens. So you know on day one, if it's a dark brown chick, then it's a male. If it's a light red chick, then it's a hen, you know on day one. But if you put those together in a breeding program, they won't produce sex links. They'll just produce half and half. So you've got to have jumbo Egyptians, males, and wild hens to produce sex links every time. Ray says, get a light bar from Walmart, place a timer on the light. Oh, you must not be talking to me. JJ says, Papa rocks. There you go. Jimmy says, my 2-year-old quail have stopped laying. Is it time of year or are they done by age? Probably a little bit of both, but I would assume more of the age thing. That it's starting to be that time for sure. But it could, not the best time of the year either, but I would assume it's the age thing. CS says, I heard on another video by another where they said you should never be, I don't know why it keeps moving on me. You should never breed Andalusians together. Why I could be confusing the breed name with horses, but it was very close sounding, if not that. Ideally, you want to. No, you shouldn't breed Andalusians together. You're getting Andalusians from the SSCs, the Schofield Silvers. So you're taking the silver gene and you're abstracting the Andalusian gene out of that to just produce Andalusians. So you're taking the SSCs, which are already inbred, and you're inbreeding it 10 times more. So ideally, you really want to put, colored males over your silvers, so you don't have to worry about that. So like our silvers have, pharaoh males, gold males, Fee gene males. I don't want to say females because, Fee gene males like Fab Fees or Pansy Fees or things like that to get really cool silver colors, but not be inbreeding them. Ray says light is key. Age is also a factor if over 18 months. Absolutely, I agree. John says Texas. Nope, not talking to me. Texas says, my 5'2" male tegu lizard, the reason I got into quail, just came out to tell everyone hi. He's like a big puppy. There you go. That's pretty cool. Animal Game says, what's the worst hatch rate you ever had? 0. I've had 0% hatch rates before. Incubators blow or the breaker blows or bad things always happen. but it's just part of it. Sean says, hi from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Welcome. We're glad to hear. Christopher says, when will you have teenager quail available? Think about getting quail from you. I'm only going to be having hatching eggs for a while, unfortunately. I really want to get our wait times down to 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, something like that, consistently. And so I'm using them all for egg production right now. But eventually, I'll be full, and then I can start selling again. But it's probably going to be a couple months. I'm currently putting in, I don't know, however much you can fit into a GQF. That's how much I'm putting in a week. So I've got to get caught up soon. I mean, that's a lot of eggs. Watching in South Alabama, glad to see you're back, Zach. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by and supporting. I appreciate that. Bottle Boss says, I need the video on the Gigantor incubator so I can finally put this fridge to good use. Yeah, I could probably use that Gigantor too, to be honest with you. So much stuff going on. I wish we would have done it this winter. That was such a bad call. We just had so much stuff going on. It was time management, man. Time management. Got to do better. Aaron says, when is a good time to start talking about the event in September? What, it's kind of like Voldemort, like we're not talking about it yet. I got to start working on it soon. This really big project needs to come out first. So that's, I won't really, yeah. This other really big project needs to come out first, but, yeah. The event that will not be named right now, I got to start working on soon. Let's see. Ray says, when you have 9 cages, it's always fun to have 1 cage prove their contribution. Color sexable birds are easy to spot. Absolutely. My ranger buddy says, I just got a 3-bay freezer from a fish supply store. Do you have detailed video on how to build a 3-door Gigantor? We've got, I don't know what videos we've got, to be honest. We've got a couple videos on the playlist called Papa Builder of Things. Whatever videos we have about building incubators would be in that playlist. G. Pulliam, stop moving on me. Why is it doing that? What advice can you give to someone with too many males who knows they need to call but is dreading having to do it? We love them all. How do you emotionally disconnect? Well, just keep having too many, because I don't have that problem anymore. When you're killing or butchering, 400 or 500 a week, you lose all sentimental value real quick, especially if they're males, because they can sure be pests instead of pets. It just takes some time. You do it once, you are gonna feel a lot better about it. You do it 2 times, and you're like, okay, all right, well, it's just part of life, whatever. By the 3rd or 4th time, you don't even think about it anymore. So it's kind of one of those things you just kind of got to get in there and get your hands dirty. And it does get a whole lot better with time, believe you me. RBL Jackson that's a good question, and a valid question. Am I understanding the Celadon gene can be in any kind of quail and color, can vary from the classic Coturnix color to any of the other varieties? Yes, that is correct. Are the Celadon genes in normal and jumbo size? They can be. Being in a jumbo size is very, very, very rare, and not been proven to be consistent yet. But any standard for sure it can be. John F. says, is sticking them in the freezer a good way? Of what? Sticking them in the freezer. If you're talking about calling the males, you would need a bloodless call first. But if you actually type in the YouTube search bar, bloodless call, CULL, by Myshire Farm, it'll go through how to very easily and very quickly call the extra males. Bow with Boss says, will Celadons be available at QuailCon? No. When we start the Celadon program, which is still going to be a couple months out, it's filling up the cages first, and then selling live quail, and then working on Celadon. So we're still far out before we start working on them. But that's probably going to be a year and a half process. Glenn Will says, hey Zach, I was looking at my calendar yesterday. It was my 1 year anniversary with quail, breeder set from Myshire farm. Very cool. Congratulations. You have came a long way in your quail adventure for sure. Foster Farm says, skip eating for 3 days. It's easy to process birds when you're hungry. That's not a bad thing to do either. Ray says, you just have to do it. Emotions should not enter into the calling process. Yeah, I mean, starting out, I completely get it. I mean, I remember way back in the day, this was all foreign to me, and I never, but it's just the lifestyle choice. You want to be self-sufficient, you've got to be able to do that. And it's easier said than done, but again, it really does. Once you do it a few times, you go, you know what? I'm giving them a good life so that they can, take care of me. And yes, the event that will not be named. Aaron says, I'll give you another month before I ask again. That's all right. If I haven't started on it in a month, then you're going to have to just make me do it. I've got to start on it. Does anybody use Coturni's quail for dog training, labs, etc.? Any advice on how to get about that? We sell to about 5 or 6 different dog training groups. And yeah, they do great. I don't use them for dog training, but yeah, we've got 5 or 6 different groups. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, they come get a lot of dog training males. Animal Game says, do you sell Celadon hatching eggs? No, we'll start working on them this year, but I would assume that I think it would be very optimistic of me to say that we'll have them by January 1st next year. But George and Jenna thinks we can have it done by then. That's just a lot of work, but we'll see. Jerry says, do the Scarlet Fee have both Roux and Growl Fee in them? The Scarlet Fee has Roux and Fee in it. Mm-hmm. Thanks for all the videos and educational content. I've been researching for the last few weeks. Got a pen built out back and a 5-tier hatching time set up for the shed. Now it's time to populate. There you go. Well, it sounds like you're well on your way. Wish you all the best and good luck. It sounds like you're going to do great, though. Anime says, how do you find out info on quail? Nope, not mention it. It's the event that will not be named. I don't have the details yet. I think it's like September 2nd and 3rd. The dates have been set, but I really have not started planning it. I've really got to get this big project out of the way before I do that. And it takes a lot out of me to plan all that. When we do have it, I do have a lot of fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I just know that mentally and time-wise, I am not prepared to start doing it. I have to soon, but the big project should almost be done. Take a week or 2 break and then start doing it. Adam Mark says, if I breed Egyptian males to wild females, will all the female chicks be Egyptian and all the male chicks be wild? Yes, every time, 100%. Foster Farm says, so Zach, what's going on with the wall behind you there? Looks like an awesome texture finish to us. Needs a glaze faux finish. Call us if you need pointers. Yeah, it's I did that a long time ago. The walls in our house, so our house was built in like 1880, 1890, something like that. So we've got a really old house, old farmhouse. And the walls are so bad. It's not drywall; it's the plaster, and you know, I mean, they're really really old. So I got tired of doing it, and trying to fix everything, and so I just put that texture on there myself. It's not great, but does the trick. AJ says key is don't think about and just do it. How I did it. There you go about the butchering. Maria says I always said to pray and thank them for their contribution to our family before butcher my chickens. There you go. Christine says hello from Michigan. I've had some die off this winter. Now they seem to be doing better. Added some corn and soy meal to the feed. Awesome. Congratulations and good problem solving. Andy's in the house. I love your videos and I'm hoping to get started soon. Thank you for all the great information. Thank you very much for watching and glad I could help. Christopher says, what's your favorite color variety of the quail you have? Pansy fee and Egyptian fee. And man, I cannot tell you how excited I am about these jumbo Egyptians. Man, I'm really impressed with them. Jerry says, how dark of color have you gotten looking at almost all black? Is it somewhat possible? Yeah, it's possible. We probably have, I don't know, a third of our Tibetan cage. Very, very, very dark. So yeah, it's possible. The best thing to do is put growl fee with your darkest growl fee to your darkest growl fee. Anime says, oh, so you were hosting the event that will not be mentioned. Yes, it'll be here. John F says, what's the best way to call? If you, John F, 1, 2, 3, 4 comments below you is the bloodless call video I did. That's how we do it. And we literally have been calling, I don't know, anywhere from 200 to 400 males every week. And we can do it within 30 minutes. Called, bagged, and put in the freezer. We're really good at it now. Panama Farm says, enjoyed chat tonight. Thanks for the Sunday evening, Zach. Appreciate your time. Well, thanks for being here, and I'm glad that you hung out with me. I appreciate that. Foster Farm says, don't worry about planning the event, Zach. Delegate and just show up and have fun. Yeah, hi, my name is Zach, and I have problems with that. S.O. Swanson obviously agrees. When with the size of your operation, do you have someone come in and truck the poop compost away? No, we actually have Adam Mark just donated $20 to the channel. Thank you very much. That was really generous of you. I really appreciate that. We will put that to good use. Maybe doing something with this wall so you don't have to stare at it. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. That was very generous and kind of you. We actually have a septic system, and there's a company that comes out once every 4 months and takes it all to Cleveland, I believe, and they turn it into biofuel. I said that correctly. Yes. Sam says, do you recommend spiral breeding? I'm not sure what happens when quail and inbreeding. It's really not that big of a deal. You can. It's not a bad idea. But inbreeding quail is not. It's not like everything else. It's completely different. So it's kind of a waste. Will it be hosted in Ohio? Yeah, it will be hosted here at Myshire Farm. Adam Mark, again, thank you very much for your donation. I really do appreciate it. I had to switch bed rooms. I was taking a bedroom and I had to move to this little tiny closet thing. But I don't need a lot of space, so that's fine. So yeah, I've got to redo this room. I'll make something nice, or I'll have my wife do something nice on the back wall here, and we'll get this room going for our videos. Foster Farm says, LOL, control freak. It's a good thing. Depends on who you ask. Jerry says the black color make it easier to switch from baggy bursts to starlings when teaching young hawks to hunt. Yep, absolutely. Most of our falconers and dog trainers and things like that usually like the Tibetans, the Rosettas, the Graufies, because they are very, very dark. Douglas Blankenship says, thank you for answering my numerous adolescent questions. Not a problem. Glad to help. And I didn't see any bad questions, and I thought there was a lot of good ones. Thomas is in the house. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. South Louisiana had some sun today, but we still had to play in the mud. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for stopping by. Jerry says, I'm a falconer, is why I'm wanting to do the black or darkest color. Yep, again, the Graufi, the Tibetan, the Rosetta. There's one falconer, one falconer, when they want the live ones, they really, really like the scarlets. I'm not 100% sure why. And obviously the wilds. They love the wilds too. Katie Bella Creations is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Egg Got Baked says, what about the 1800 contest? We will be starting that back up, but I've got a big project that we're working on, and I need to announce that first before I can start up the 1800 contest again. For specific reasons that I'm not allowed to talk about right now. Douglas says, I've been contemplating getting some of the jumbo Egyptians to hatch after the ones I've got in the incubator now. I'm really impressed with their weights. I mean, they are blowing my mind with the weights. They're really, really good. Anime says, I'm so glad you guys are more in the middle, so easy to get to. There you go. Thank you. Glenn says, I've been to Cleveland. Don't they have enough manure up there already? You know, I think I've only been to Cleveland once before, and it was just a drive-through. I don't really know much about it. G. Pulliam just donated $20. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time and adorable BTAs. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your donation. We will put that to good use for something, I promise. So thank you very, very much. That was very generous of you. Thank you. JJ says, where did Myshire come from? Oh, that's a long story, but the short end of it is Lord of the Rings was the Shire, and it's Myshire. So, but it was a long story. Papa the Builder named it. I was trying to go with Green Acres, and everyone turned me down. So, it is what it is. RBL Jackson says, one thing I haven't researched yet is this. I'm going to hatch out eggs next. Do I need to add meds or electrolytes to the water after they hatch to go into the brooder? If so, what need? You don't need to, no. If you are going to use electrolytes, you can use Save a Chick, which is at Tractor Supply or Amazon or whatever, but you don't need to at all. We don't. Stills and Squirrel says, what's the youngest you have had a Roo Crow? I have one at 4.5 weeks that cuts loose this morning. Surprised me totally. We've had males do it on day 1 or 2. But no, typically about 4 weeks, I would say. Maybe a little bit sooner, but I'll get about 10% of them to start crowing at about 4 weeks. John F. says, just watched your calling video. Thank you. Not a problem. Hope it helps. Anime says, Myshire is a lot more unique. Thank you very much. Wait, no. Green Acres was more fun. Whatever. Just joking. Nabil is in the house from Virginia. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Guys, that looks like all the comments tonight. I'm very surprised that we, there's nothing wrong with Green Acres. But me and my wife were the only ones with the last name Green, and they didn't like that idea. Whatever. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much for showing up. I did not know how this was going to go because I've been missing in action for a while, but you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for letting me know the hatch rates. I'm glad a lot of you were able to ask a lot of questions. We were all over the place tonight as far as places, Texas and Kentucky and England and Philippines and this, that, and the other. So that was really, really cool to see as well. If you've ordered eggs from us, I am getting them out as quickly as possible. Wednesday, I'll be going through another, 500 more breeders. Obviously, most likely half of those will be males, but the other half will go in breeder cages, which will get our times down even more. So I am working on the times as quickly as possible. Everybody that hit the like button, thank you so very much for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to God, I'm praying right now that by next Sunday I will be able to announce the huge surprise. We're getting very close, so I hope that can happen. And a special thank you to Adam, Mark, and G. Pulliam for donating $20 each to the channel. I really do appreciate that. That's very generous and kind of you, and we will put it to good use, I promise. I've got a couple more questions, and then we will get out of here. As soon as I lose... Yep, Jerry says, does the Graufi mark make dark golds and Italians? No, they would make pearls. Because the Grau is a Tibetan with the feed gene, or Rosetta with the feed gene. Katrina says, thanks for great information and great chat. Absolutely, thanks for being here. Anime says it'll be looking out for when the event is announced. I'll be doing plenty of videos, I promise. John says, do you have a video on preparing them for cooking? I do not. Probably should get that done. Stills and Squeal says, thanks, Zach, and all the mods. Absolutely. And yes, thank you, Vase Place and Ed Got Bait. False Farm says, you could mark it by climbing a telephone pole. Maybe you weren't talking to me. Or I forgot what we were talking about. It could be that too. JJ says, thank you, Zach, for spending time with us. Well, thank you for spending time with me. I got in late, but glad I got in before it closed out. Thanks again. Well, thank you. Christine says, any other... Priske says, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you as well. Glenn Wells. Maria. Christine says, any other suggestions on things I could possibly add to the feed? Can they eat stuff like dried beet, pulp, oats, wheat, barley? Actually, if you go to Vase Place YouTube channel, I think she has a video on supplemental things. We don't supplement anything. We customize our feed, so we don't supplement anything. I think it's Vase Place that has that video, but I could be wrong on that. Tamara says, what is the male to female ratio? 5 hens to 1 male. You could do 4 hens to 1 male as well, but 5 to 1. False Farm says, hope your huge surprise is a success. Thank you for all you do for others. Well, thank you very much. And I think it will. I think it's going to be nice. It's very, very nice and very helpful. SO says, enjoy your President's Day. See y'all at Sow and Tear Monday at 8 Central for more questions if you still have any left. Yep. Sow and Tear is another YouTube channel that does a live tomorrow night. I know Green Acres was a sitcom a long time ago. That's why I thought it was clever. But obviously, I was wrong, and I am the only one that ever thought that. SO says, thank you for your time and knowledge, Zach. I expect to see you here next week. I am planning on it. God, I hope so. That means nothing went awry. Chase says, wonder how many hens I can expect from 30 hatching eggs. Typically 12 to 15. I have some videos on cooking on my channel, Sow and Tear. There you go. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. I got it now. I got it. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Thomas is probably right. About 8. You're right. Because 15 would hatch on average, so that means 7 or 8. You're right. My bad. Math is hard. Priske says, my birds turn up their beaks at any other than their crumble. Surprisingly picky. They can be, actually, sometimes. They do love cucumber. Thomas says, could be all roosters too, though, or vice versa. Well, that's true, too. On average, though. Joey says, glad you're back. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for being here. Anyway, says, are you still trying to get your feed seller to be able to sell your feed mix? It would be nice. I mean, there wouldn't be a benefit for me to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get a kickback on it or anything. I did push it pretty hard, and they don't seem to be responsive, so I don't know what else to do. I thought them being here at QuailCon, Last year they would go, oh, there is a market for it, but maybe they don't like me. I don't know. I thought that it could be a good seller, but I don't know. All right, everybody. That is all the questions and comments, and I appreciate everybody on here. Thank you very much. I am planning on being here next Sunday. I'm hoping and praying that I can do some videos for you this week. And if I can't, I will at least be here next Sunday to answer your questions. So thank you for being here. Thanks for your support. And until next time, everybody, stay safe.